Let's talk about succession planning. It's one of those topics that a lot of people put off talking about, and it's not a good idea. I was talking to a friend recently about it, and she said every organization she's worked with, their version of succession planning has been simply crisis management, and it hasn't gone well. And I'm sure we've all seen that happen. We really want to create a plan, and we know we should, and we don't get around to it. I'm just going to give you a little bit of an overview of succession planning, how to get started, and why you shouldn't be putting it off. Let's start out with the definition. Succession planning is an ongoing process that develops organizational leadership on all levels to create a strong nonprofit now and for the future. It's far more than just saying, oh, we're going to have an heir to the executive director position. In fact, that's really not the point. The idea is to think about it all the time, plan for leadership changes at any level of the organization, because we know they're going to happen. Your board chair is going to leave, your program managers may leave. Let's plan for that and have a good plan in place. And it's about thinking about the organization now. How can it be really strong now? And how can it be stronger then in the future? What are the benefits of succession planning? Well, start off with you're going to have better staff because you're investing in them. Your board members are going to be stronger. They'll be ready to step up and lead, and that'll make life easier for the executive director. It'll make, when the transitions happen, it'll make them easier because you'll have strong staff who will be able to cover during that time. It'll make the organization more effective, more strategic, and it is a great complement to strategic planning. Think about the who of getting those plans done. Finally, it's going to give your organization a great reputation in the community. It'll make staff recruitment easier because they'll be hearing that you are investing in your staff. It'll make donors and funders more willing to invest in you because you are thinking about the future. So how do you get started with succession planning? Here are the basic documents. So the first and foremost is an emergency plan, thinking through what the board and the executive director together need in case of an emergency, especially obviously when the executive director is gone unexpectedly, but it could be other positions as well. Also, in emergency, really think about communication. Who would need to hear the news directly from the organization? Next, and what will come some out of this emergency plan, is your organizational inventory. Getting your procedures written down so that everybody has them, people are cross-trained on them, people know where information and materials are so that key things can be taken care of in a crisis. Then from there, you can start working on a succession policy. This is a board policy that really details out what would happen in any kind of transition, long-term, short-term, emergency, not, but can think about other things like board members wanting to take a leave of absence. How would the board deal with it? It's a really great way for the board to actually have those conversations and think them through. The final piece that's key to any succession plan is a strong leadership development plan. So it starts with looking at your job descriptions. Are they accurate? And do they best fit your staff? And then thinking about what do those staff members need to grow? And I'm not talking about expensive conferences. I'm talking about things like giving them stretch assignments and mentoring them, which will make a real difference. Where do you want those staff to be in 5 years? What kind of leaders do you want them to be? Start working on that now. Finally, if you are getting too close to a time of a transition, you may want to put together a departure-defined succession plan. This will let the board and the ED think through what really needs to be done before that ED leaves. What does the board need to do? What does ED need to do? Organizationally, what structures could be put in place to make it a better transition? I've got tons of resources and knowledge to share. I've got sample policies and plans that I can share. Please contact me at ingrid@ingridkirst.com for more information. Thanks.